I joined your group, by the way, today.
Oh, thank you. So I think it's like we're live.
So, hi. So, welcome. Welcome to She Did It live web series. Here we are today. It's on every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Join us in a conversation with a woman and her success to inspire and motivate you to take the leap of faith into starting or growing your business. So She Did It is a movement that was created by Corinne Aristide, and her mission is to help female entrepreneurs connect and grow both personally and professionally. So today I'm very excited to be welcoming a woman that has done it, and she is Betty Barnett, and she's one of the leaders in the world of money mindset and transformational coaching. I think she's recently had a transformation herself, and we'll find out all about that. She's very passionate about helping coaches make incredible incomes and a difference in their world. So her driving belief is money in the hands of good people helps the world exponentially. Oh, I love that. So let's welcome Betty. So Betty, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Thank you so much. I think this platform is amazing, and we've got to encourage more women to get out there and take their place as entrepreneurs and business owners. So thank you, Corinne, for putting this all together. So a little bit about myself. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a grandmother of 1, and I've spent the last 20 years being a stay-at-home mom, which I'm very proud of. Raising my babies is my biggest accomplishment in life, and now I'm full bore on what I believe was my calling, and that is to be a coach and to help people specifically with their money mindset and, just transformations in their own limiting beliefs. And sometimes we are trapped in this prison of our own mind and our own limitations that we set for ourselves. And so I love to free people from that and let them see that this world is so abundant and there's so much for it to offer us.
Yes. And I find that sometimes we have to go through that journey ourselves, and then to be able to help people with that. So how did you know that you were destined to become an entrepreneur? How did you get or stumble upon entrepreneurship?
Yeah, that's such a great question. So when I was a little girl, like 8 or 9 years old, I could see myself speaking on big stages in front of big crowds. Like that was just always there. It was always like, she's going to do that. And then I would, find myself playing secretary in my dad's office. I loved his old typewriter, and I would type away and, pretend to answer the phones and just do all of that stuff. And that was fun to me. Like other kids were playing with dolls and I wanted to be a secretary. It just seemed like fun to me. And then when I was in high school, I joined the Future Business Leaders of America, where they really teach us how to be leaders in business. I got my college degree in marketing and business administration. It's always been in there. So even though I put it on hold for a while to raise my babies, that desire to be a businesswoman has been there since I was very little.
Good. Yes, I know. Sometimes it's something that keeps at us, and even for myself, I did the corporate world, but there was something pulling me into entrepreneurship type of thing. And then once you're there, it's like you never go back.
Yeah.
So what was the key force for you to jump full in, like full-time entrepreneur? Like at the beginning, were you working part-time? Did you started this part-time, or did you go like full in?
Well, I see my life in so many different stages, like I would answer differently for each stage. But it really was, I had kind of like stayed home with my kids until I was a single mom to begin with my oldest son. And so I had to work. I had to be out there. I had to have him in daycare and those types of things just to survive. And then when I met my husband and we had our other two children, it was kind of a different dynamic. And I was able to stay home with them, but I missed working. I did miss that side of it. And so when my youngest was old enough to go to school, I went back to work. And even though I enjoyed it, there was still this little thing inside of me that kept telling me, why are you spending all your hours to make his dream happen? Why are you spending all your hours making sure his business is successful and that he's getting it didn't seem conducive to what my soul was telling me.
Yes.
And I've always have this driving force to be a coach and to help people from the moment that life coaching became a thing, because, 20 something years ago, it really wasn't a thing.
Yes.
The minute I heard that term, I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I was put here to do. And so once I had like clarity on what I wanted to do, then it became just feeling the fear and doing it anyways, like being able to step into that fear and say, no, I want to do what I'm hearing in here.
So did you started part-time then? You were working and then you started your coaching practice part-time type of thing, or did you jump full in?
So I was working for my father-in-law, running car lots actually, until my father got ill. And then when my father got ill, I had to step back from, the 9 to 5 and go and help him. And so I spent a couple of years helping him. And for me personally, it was actually network marketing that kind of started this whole thing. At the time I was really suffering from anxiety and depression. And I found these products that helped me completely get over that. And I felt so much better. So I was sitting in hospital rooms and hotels because we were out of town trying to get him the care he needed, with nothing else to do but sit there and research and promote my network marketing business from my phone.
Okay.
And once I realized, I can help people get healthy and I can help people, I can coach people and reach them without having to have a brick and mortar location. Because when I would dream about being a life coach before that, I would think, how do I get a building? How do I get clients? How do I pay a secretary and electricity and insurance and all of that stuff? It was overwhelming.
Yes.
But once I realized that I could get people healthy and work with them from my phone, then it was like, oh, the lights went off. And so I pursued my education to become a coach while I was kind of helping my dad, dealing with him and taking care of all that. And then unfortunately mourning his loss. And then after I kind of mourned his loss and I got all my certifications to be a coach, then I was ready to go all in.
That's
So
great.
kind of this journey of navigating when I was ready to go all in.
Yeah, and like we talked about earlier, that before this live, we were talking about serendipity, and things always happen for a reason. And I think when you did go in the network marketing type of the industries, that's teaching you business. It's teaching you systems, and and you need those as you go into more of your of the other things that you were called to do. So then you got into the coaching. So how did the switch happen for you, and how did you how did you define? Could you define success at that point with your coaching practice?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're asking this question, because success really means so many different things to so many different people. And when I'm working with my money mindset clients, that's one of the first things I have to ask them is, how do you define success? What is it that you want? Because I can tell you all the things that you need to do to be half at home and half an entrepreneur. But if you're wanting to go all in and, make millions, then we need to work on being, all in. And so for me, success really is finding that balance. Being at home with my kids is still very important to me right now. Because I have older ones that have already left, that I know how little time I have with the ones that are still home. And so for right now, that's still very important to me. So success to me means being able to have a thriving business and finding that balance to still be home, being able to set my own hours, being able to say, this is what I want, and this is what I will not bend on. This is where I'm not going to compromise. And so I just think that for me right now is success, is being able to do both. But I know it's morphing, it's changing. Yes. As my kids grow and they leave the home, then I'm all in. It's going to be nonstop.
Yes, and I think most of all, that's why we get into business in the first place, is to get that balance, to have being able to do the things we want to do when we want to do them, and that's so important because we all have rhythms to work with. Some of us like to work in the morning, others like to work at night and things like that. Or some have small families, and I know some entrepreneur that they say, oh, I'm able to work only 3 days a week. So, sometimes, yes, at the beginning, it's getting there, but when we set realistic goals, we can, eventually come to that point. So do you believe there is a winning formula for becoming a successful entrepreneur? And if so, what is yours?
Yeah. It's really interesting because I don't know if I would have answered the same way that I'm going to answer now, even a year ago. But I've spent the last months working around the concept of the sacred money archetypes. And that's what I teach my clients, is the sacred money archetypes. And there's 8 of them. And each person has, some dominant archetypes. Usually like 3 are really dominant and kind of running your habits, your decisions around money, your decisions around time, and all of those things. And we're all 8, but then you have your dominant ones. And so each person that I deal with, they really have a different idea of what getting successful looks like, or being an entrepreneur looks like for them. And so I really think that what's most important if you want to be a successful entrepreneur is to get very clear with who you are and what you want, before you try and do anything else. So you need to know who you are, what it is that you want, and like I said before, what you're willing to compromise on or put into your business or sacrifice for your business, because we have to make sacrifices, right?
Yes.
To make this work, and what you're not willing to compromise on. And when you get really clear on what is right with you and your soul and your mission, then it's much easier to tame the beast of the business, right?
Yes.
But if you're not clear about that in the first place, then that business is going to rule you.
Yes.
And you see so many other people, so many business owners get to that point where they're drained, they're exhausted, they hate this thing that they wanted so bad. And they don't love it anymore because it took control. And so I really think the secret to success is knowing first. Know what you want. Yeah.
Oh, you're so right, Betty, because I really believe that clarity is so powerful, and also being clear on who you're serving, being clear on what you're delivering, and also, being clear about what you want what success is as well. Because I think, confusion creates inaction, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
yes.
And fear. And
Yeah.
fear. And I love that you brought up knowing who you serve, because that really is something that, when I was first starting to coach, they tell you over and over and over, niche down. You need to know who you're talking to, right? But then you're like, but I can help everyone. I can help you lose weight. I can help you with this. I can help you with that. And it feels limiting to say, oh, I help these people, you know, and it's scary. It's scary to niche down to that. But it really is, you know, the riches are in the niches. So I think it is really important to know who it is that you're trying to serve and be clear on your audience, but also being clear with what you're wanting to achieve in this business and, you know, what you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not.
Yeah, because I said it before and I'll say it again. There's 7 billion people in this world. And because, you know, of the internet, because we can serve worldwide now, right?
Yeah.
So if you are specific about who you're serving and delivering, you know, quality products, then hey, it's you know, and then it does have a ripple effect where, you know, you'll serve other people. But if you stick to that niche, I think it's so important as well. I'm learning that as well as I'm coming along, I'm going along, that type of thing. So what about COVID? How has COVID affected your business?
Oh, COVID has been such an incredible blessing to me. And I know that's kind of counter
That's
to
awesome.
what most people are saying. But like I said, I started out as a health coach because I had my own testimony around anxiety and depression and how getting my gut healthy really helped me to get my mind healthy. And so I was really targeting that kind of niche is let me help you get healthy. But even as I was doing that, I always ended up coaching my clients, my health coaching clients, on money at some point. You
Okay.
know, money would be their first objection. Oh, I can't work with you because I can't afford it. Or, oh, I can't go to the gym because I can't afford it. Or, I can't leave this, you know, bad marriage or unhealthy marriage because I don't know where I would get my money. I don't know where I would, you know, be able to support myself. And then my health coaching clients, so I just eat in my unhappy marriage instead of venturing out. So it was always there for me. I was teaming up with financial advisors and I'd be like, hey, can we do a seminar together? And they'd be like, you're a health coach. Why? And, you know, I'd explain to them, well, yeah, but I can coach people around their money. And
Yes.
so when COVID happened and everything got quiet, like there for just a few weeks, everyone went home. Nobody was driving. Nobody was, you know, my phone wasn't ringing off the hook. Like everything just got quiet. I was able to take that time to really meditate and sit on and listen to my angels and the voices that I'd been hearing for so long that were saying, you got to coach on money. Like, I mean, they had been sending me messages for so long and I kept pushing them aside. And when I finally was able to tap into that and what I really believe my purpose is and what I was sent here to do, and I could hear it so loud, that's
Wow.
when I went all in. And I ended up writing a book in the time that, you know, just over the summer with, you know, the freedom that COVID gave me to not have to be
Wow.
out doing all the busy work. And it's been a huge blessing to me.
Wow, that's amazing because yes, I think sometimes you know, disruption will create some opportunities and or you know, like people are pivoting or doing different things and my life has changed so much and you were able to write a book. That's amazing. So when is the book going to be published?
So it's called I just forgot the title of my book. How to Thrive as a Coach. So I'm really targeting like new coaches who are coming into the field, new women entrepreneurs who are wanting to get their message out, but their own money mindset is limiting their belief that they can really succeed. So it's Start Thriving as a Coach, and it comes out November 12th. It'll be released on Amazon as a free download for like a week. I'll be doing that like kind of Amazon push, and then after that'll be the best place to buy it. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's such a scary whirlwind, and it kind of feels a little bit like stepping out of the shower without a towel. I'm like, oh, wait, people are going to read what I wrote?
That's amazing. That's such a great accomplishment. And and so many coaches, because, it's not about saying money, like it's not paper money. When you say, what do you want? And you having that clarity now, that's very impressive to be able to help other people with their mindsets and their beliefs and things like that. So I am, I'm going to be looking for that book, definitely.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you said that because, when you say things like, I want to be rich or I want to have a lot of money, it feels
Yeah.
icky, right? Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a good thing. Like if I'm really this, heart-centered entrepreneur, it shouldn't be about the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of the beliefs that a lot of people have. But what they don't realize is that they're actually pushing success away by saying, I don't want that. I don't want that energy, or I feel somehow it's bad or it's wrong to want that.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
really kind of pushing that away. And so one of the ways that I got over my own limiting beliefs around money was to use it kind of as a quantifier of how many people I've helped. If I think of how many
Yes.
people that I'm going to help and how many clients that I'm going to have that are going to be better because of the time they spent with me, then more clients means more dollars in my account. Like it's just a way to say, wow, I can't believe you've helped millions of people.
Yes.
Like, I mean, that would just be just such an incredible thing to know that you've helped that many people, and to look at it that way. It really kind of freed me out of my own mind to say, you know what, I do want that, because that's just an extension. And what money really is for so many people is freedom. Like I was saying with the health coaching, it's freedom to prioritize their health. It's freedom to not
Yes.
be so stressed. It's freedom to be in a healthy, long lasting relationship. To spend your day on a beach versus, ripping your hair out. So,
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And even people who say, "Oh, I want to be millionaire," but so millionaire, yes, but what is it about being a millionaire that you like? Oh, well, I want to travel. So the passion is in the traveling, not being the millionaire. So if you could have
yes,
enough money to travel the world, then maybe you don't need $1 million, right? Or
yes.
it's really understanding what is it that you want, and that clarity again. I'm loving this subject so much. So tell me, Betty, like, so what? Tell me a little bit more then about some of the failures that you had to encounter, or the best lesson you have learned from up till now.
Hmm. Wow, I've fallen on my face a lot. Let's see. um, it's hard to pick out a particular failure, but I think for me, it's always been, and I know not everyone feels this way. I know for a lot of people, it's very scary to
Mm-hmm.
think about failing. But for me personally, that hasn't been a big fear of mine. Like I'm more afraid of not trying or not doing or missing out. Like I would rather try something and maybe not be successful at it than to never try it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so failure hasn't been something that limits me from doing, but every failure that I've had has been some of my best life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I look back in my 20s and I think, oh, holy goodness, like what did you do, right?
Yes.
But it wasn't all the successes that were setting me on my path. It wasn't all the successes that are still resonating with me today. It was those failures that I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I am not doing that again. Or
Yeah.
because of that, I am who I am today. And so I really look
Exactly.
at it as a teacher,
Yes.
how to let your failures
Exactly.
teach you.
And that's so important because failures are great learning opportunities, and to be able to get up again and how resilient you are and things like that. So failure is a learning opportunity, and you shouldn't be afraid of it. And it sounds like you've embraced it, and
Yeah.
it brought you to where you are today. So,
One of the things I tell my kids all the time, like let's say I burn the dinner or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, Mom, you burned dinner," and I'm like, "Oh, I know, but I'll be perfect next year." And it's become this joke. They're like, "Mom, you said that all the time. You said that last year, and you said that last year." you know, but I really mean that. I want them to know that it's okay to mess up. Like,
yeah.
you can keep striving for perfection, but you're probably never going to get there.
Exactly. Yeah, no, and that's a great lesson to give our children, that, you don't have to be perfect, and you just got to keep trying and putting your best self out there, and hope for the best, right? So,
Yeah.
yes, that's awesome. So, so what do you think successful women entrepreneur have in common?
I really believe that almost all the women that I've known that are business owners and, starting out on these new paths, that it comes from a place of genuinely wanting to make the world a better place somehow, in some way, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
They either want, to help people individually or have a big business that employs a lot of people, but it's really coming from a place of service. I think women just naturally are caretakers. And
Yes.
even when they take it into the workplace, they're wanting to take care of something or some part of the world or some
Mm-hmm.
mission that they have. And I love that. It's not just divide and conquer or
Yeah.
and where I think a lot of men are just like, I'm going to get to the top for the sake of getting to the top. And women are like, I'm going to change the world on my way to the top. And
Exactly. Oh, I
yeah.
love that. That's true. That's so true. There is that difference,
Mhm.
that men and women are different, but we sometimes want the same thing, but we get there differently. And it's good to
Mhm.
embrace that as well, that we are, we have different things. Um, so let's talk about maybe a little bit of the money aspect, or how do you get funded, or how do you, how do you execute your projects on either minimal cash or your cash flow? How do you manage all that?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. Like with my archetypes, my dominating archetype, money archetype, is an accumulator. So
Okay.
for me, it's really fear based that I save all my money. Like it's
Okay.
really hard for me to spend money on things. It's very hard for me to invest in myself. It takes sometimes an act of God. It's like you can push send, you can write the check. It's okay, you know,
Yes.
um, because
Hmm.
it's just not innate in me to just throw money away or spend it. I want it saved in its nice little home, nice and
Yes.
protected. And so, being an entrepreneur, the first few years that I was coaching, I would get a client and collect that income, and then I would invest a little bit into my business. And I'd get
Okay.
another client, and I'd get some income, and I would invest a little bit into my business. And so it
Wow.
was very slow going.
Yeah.
It was very slow going because I had that my driving limiting beliefs
Hmm.
were don't go into debt. Going into debt is bad. You have to be able to fund your business with cash flow. Like I had
Hmm.
all those limiting beliefs. And then when Corona happened and, America, they offered SBA loans, they offered loans to small businesses. And I was actually able to get a loan for the
Hmm.
first time and actually get a
Nice.
little influx of cash.
Hmm.
And I mean, yes, I went into debt to do it, but it opened my mind to man, I have been denying myself for so long. If I would have just asked for help, a little sooner, if I would have just reached out and seen if there were investors or people or loans or things open to me to help fund this business, I think I would have grown so much faster. But I was limiting myself. So now I'm open to investors.
That's great. And also, I feel again that, things happen for a reason, that maybe, maybe you would have never gone for that loan if it wasn't for COVID. So we have another good things to thank COVID for in this case.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, wow, Betty, this was so awesome. I really enjoyed our conversation, and I'm so looking forward to finding more about you, and maybe I'm going to be looking out for your book that's coming out. So, congratulations. So, how can we connect with you? What's the best way to reach you?
Oh, I love that. So bettybarnett.com is the easiest way. And I'm still at this point offering, 25-minute discovery sessions. So if you'd like to just learn more about me or how I can help you, you can sign up for that.
Okay.
My next boot camp is launching soon in November. It's all about a money mindset boot camp. We're going to spend, week after week, really addressing this and getting you to overcome some of those limiting beliefs. And right now on my website, there is a wait list so that you can start getting the emails about when that's launching. And I only take 15 women into that boot camp max. So if you want to get on that waiting list, please get on the waiting list, because it's going to fill up fast. Awesome. So that really is the easiest way, is just to go there or find me on Facebook, and you can join my Facebook group where I do weekly coaching and all sorts of tips and tricks.
Awesome. Okay, we'll make sure that we put all that information in the message on our Facebook group. So that's just bettybarnett.com.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, well, this was awesome, Betty. And so do you have any parting words on how parting words for our listeners?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to how you opened it, that, money in the hands of good people helps the world exponentially. So just think for a moment that if you got okay with your money mindset and you really were abundant, how would you pay it back? I think these women entrepreneurs, they're going to give it back so much more than, some of the greedy people who are okay with collecting it.
Oh my God. Yes. So, that's awesome. Awesome parting words.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Betty. And good night, everybody. This was great.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.